Welcome to another video on my walking robot Mirft2 based on the fischertechnik TXT controller. The last episodes it has become very clear that this setup is not going to work. It is put on wheels now on both sides, and if I do this it shouldn't even be possible, but you see clearly that the gears are moving, and that is due to the flexibility of this gear, the red gear, and probably due to some other flexibilities as well. Another problem is that this construction is not quite robust, and I have been trying to solve that, but that went to nowhere. So what I am trying to do now is keeping the wheels here in place, keeping this in place, and replacing this whole construction again with this. So back to where it all started with, as it were. So, how do I do that? Well, for starters, giving this the same thing. So, instead of this, I have to do it like this. Does it matter? I don't know. What I do know is that I have to remove this leg now. And then another problem pops up, because this rod, this axis is a lot longer than this axis. How to deal with that, I don't know yet. I will see. First of all, let's just put this way on it, and then sealed or clamped. And then another point is that I have to do something like this, otherwise it will just go wherever and it will not work. Another point is of course also that I replaced these long ends by these shorter ones, so that is not going to help either. So how can I do that quickly, if possible anyway? Is this at the same position? Yes, that is at the same position. So I might put one here and one here, and see if at least this one moves without rattling, because still this one with the wheels attached still gives a very rattling noise. And although I did a reconstruction here on this end, so part of the flexibility is gone, it still rattles, and I don't like that at all. But anyway, it has support now, so that should be alright. First thing to do, add something like this back here and leaving this kind of intact. because this is on the first half of the whole situation, so that shouldn't be such a problem. So let's get something done. I made a small construction here similar to this one, and now one problem has already shown. This axis sticks out longer than here, but it is the same length of axis, I think, because the way this is constructed with 1 and 2, and here they are much shorter, so I have to put this one right over here somewhere, and then that problem should be solved, because this is not going to work. This will turn around, and here the axis is already next to the top, so that won't work. Let me remove this one for now, and this is going to be a bit of a problem, because I have to unlock this gear as well. But I do have a tool for that, so I need to create some space. There we go. And then this one is easy. This one not so. Alright. This should be it. So what I have to do now is shift this one inside like this. And that's about it. Much better this way. Alright, hopefully they are both connected. Equally strong. Now this one back. To avoid problems, use a plier. Nicely done. And that's it. So now this can move freely, and the question is, will this work? Well, I still obviously have that side to do, but I can already test it, hopefully. I already logged in to the computer and to the controller, so what I can do, I expect not much, by the way, because of this side. Okay, that is clear. This bends too much, so I have to tie this up just like this one here, and then time to fix this side as well, if possible. Some more thoughts on the construction. If I look here, this isn't going very well, and it will shake. Well, at the same time, this isn't going to work either. The thought occurs to me that I need more legs on one side. So what I am going to do is to replace this short connection by a longer. Then this will be alright, and put one leg here. In order to do that, I need to change this axis and put another one here, and then I have, so to say, 3 legs and 3 supporting points. Decreases the weight that each one has to lift, so, or should. Anyway, that is the idea. So to start with this part, I have to remove the entire front and this one to start with. And also this construction, the V construction. And let's see, there are also some wires to be disconnected, so everything has its consequences. And the camera has to go. Alright, that is one thing. So this is one idea. Then putting everything together like this one, if possible. The question is how to do that exactly. And that will be like this. So this will be the construction like this will be, or this is, and then the other one I can just here shift in some way or another. That won't be such a problem, I hope. But then I will have 3 legs on one side, and that should walk better, even without the support. So one more here, and then this one goes like here. And how to do this one is another question. Because this is the same one and that will result in a wider thing, and I don't want to do that. I want it to be as narrow as this gap. Anyway, construction to do. So this one is done, and now this one has to be replaced, and this one, this gear is going to be here. So this is one. And one clamp. Away goes this kind of axis. Oops, less tight in here, and then once again alright, seems tight enough, and then hopefully that will be alright. And yes, hopefully. And I find yet another construction problem, because this one doesn't come off easily. Here the sliding notch is on the side, and with this one the sliding notch is on top. Do I feel like reconstructing that right now? Not really. But let me remove this battery for now, because I need to be able to get easily behind here in order to get the clamp on it somehow. I remembered in time that I could also remove the controller, so then it is quite easy to slide the clamp on and get it all in place. So that side, that one is fixed. Now once again the controller in place, battery pack back, the LED back for now. So that's one thing, but now I notice that the holes for which this is going are not aligned. The hole in the back side, in the other one, is right there. So I need to slide a little bit, and yes, now it fits. So then we get this one, and you get the idea. Now they're all on top, and that of course isn't quite logical. So I think I'll get this one here. And that should be fixed by either one of those. So still something to do. So now you see the result, that gives immediately another view of a problem, because this is much wider than either this or this one. And that is not very nice. So I have to give this construction some more thought. Mounting this was, by the way, very short, very easy, but the result is less nice than I intended. Then focusing a little bit on the front sensors. Right now they're still mounted on that 4-fork, but they can easily be disconnected here and mounted on here. So that is not a problem. This, however, is, and I'm not quite sure how to solve that. So this is the idea, and leaving food for thought, as said. Next I want to do a software experiment. So I'm going to change to the code. So, alright, time for some coding. The point is that, as you see here, the counters are showing 0. Now, the best and simplest thing to see differences is to actually make a difference. So what I'm going to do is assign these values to variables and then subtract variables. So this will be counter 2. Begin. This will be current counter value 2, and then of course this will change into counter to begin. And this can be quite easy for all three. And this will be 0 and this will be 1. Going to the end of the line, and this will be 3, this will be 0 and this will be 1. Counter 3, begin. counter 0, begin. This is one part, and now I have to go to the end, where I will do exactly the same, but then end. So it is more logical that I go back, copy a line, which saves typing, so copy, here we are, and paste 3 times. And then of course this has to be end. Three, 0 and 1. Three, 0 and 1. I'm typing too fast. And counter 0. And ultimately here counter 1. And now the trick comes, because I will identify counter 2 div is I can make that even easier. Hold on. Come on. Print counter div2 is counter 2 and minus counter 2 begin. And this is 3. And this is 3. 1 and 0 don't really matter, because those are the front sensors, and I'm more interested in the wheels, or in the legs actually. So I'm lifting it off the ground and running it. Now it should do something. Yes. Alright, difference is 0. That shouldn't be. and once again difference is 0, so it doesn't move at all. And once again counter 2 end is 0, and now I recall that that was the same thing last time. So this isn't so very nice. So yeah, this is not really nice. They move, but absolutely no difference in counting. Let's do something again. And what is odd is that the counter does add up, but when I look right, I have to look here. Here it starts. Here's sync data end. I'm fine with that. And it moves a bit. While motor, yes. And where does the motor go on? Set speed, sync to 400. Well, there should be at least some difference. Not much, some. And yet difference is set to 0, to be 0. And I wonder how that comes. Also, counter 2 says nothing, which is also not possible. Looking at the wires, there's no reason it should be possible, or it should be 0. So I have no explanation for this. But now I can very easy check on differences, etc. For now, thank you for watching. What did I do? A massive reconstruction to the robot, not finished yet, and some coding, not finished yet either. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to my YouTube, if you haven't already done so. If you don't want to, you can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And if you like my videos, etc., and my blog on my website, please consider to make a small donation to keep this blog going. And this is certainly to be continued. So, bye bye.